So remember when you're doing this question that what you really need to do is you need to look at the points that they gave you. Okay, so here all of these points here have an x value of -1, and then obviously their y values change. This is -1, -2, -1, -1, so on and so on. Then these guys are all 0, comma, whatever, and then these guys are all 1, comma, whatever. Now these points need to get put into this equation here so we know what their slopes are. Now normally I would have you do a chart. I noticed a lot of you didn't do a chart, which is fine. Most of you did fine on this section, but some of you had some very small mistakes, not anything really large. But I do want to kind of point those out so that you don't make the mistakes on the AP, because I do think that this might be a good question that you might see, and it's pretty easy. Here's the thing, you should have gotten anything on the x-axis or the y-axis. Those should be horizontal slopes. Okay? All right, now, the next thing I want to point out is you should have had at -1, +1, and -1, -1. Those should also be the same slopes, and they should both be -2. I want you to go back and check your work, okay? Look at what you did and see if you can find your mistake. So these should have the same steepness. Likewise, then, if I'm looking at +1, -1, and +1, +1, those have a slope of +2. So the same steepness as these guys, but in the positive direction. So you want them to kind of look similar to each other, obviously, again, though, in the positive direction. So like that and like that. Okay, now the 4 remaining points, those are going to actually be steeper. So let's just look. So on my left-hand side here, I'm going to have slopes of -8. And on my right-hand side here, I'm going to have slopes of +8. So same steepness, but again, they have to be a lot steeper, and that's where some of you went a little wrong. They kind of looked similar. So you really, want that to be steep. Okay, I know I'm really over-exaggerating that, probably a little bit too much, but my stylus here isn't ideal. So there we go. Okay, and again, most of you did great with this. I think some of you had, along the XY axis, some of you just had some positive slopes here, which you shouldn't have. And one of you, I think just this one right down here was incorrect, but otherwise, really good job. So I was happy with that. All right, guys, so on part B, this seemed to be one of the bigger offenders of those of you that made mistakes on this problem. It was in part B. And what I loved was you guys did know that you were supposed to do product rule, and you can see that I did that up there in red. But I want to show you where some of you started going wrong. So they ask you to take the second derivative, right? So you guys were good, and you were like, okay, well then that means that, hold on, I can't do two things at once. I can't write and talk. If I look at this, this is the derivative of dy dx. Perfect. Okay. So here we go. Then you have to apply product rule. Okay, so product rule would be the first times the derivative of the second. All right, now here's where some of you made a mistake, was you just stopped there. You never wrote dy dx. When you take the derivative of a y, don't forget that you have to write dy dx. So for some of you, that's where you made your mistake. So go back and look at your work that you showed me, okay? All right, plus, then the second, which is y squared. Now, we did not take a derivative of that, so I don't have to write dy dx. And then I take the derivative of the first, which is 2. Okay. Now, here was the other huge issue that some of you started doing was we are trying to find the second derivative. This is the second derivative. Some of you were doing some very funky, creative stuff, A plus for creativity, but it doesn't work in this case. And instead, what you were supposed to do was say, hey, wait a minute, dy dx. Oh, this is dy dx. So this value, 2xy squared, is supposed to get substituted in right here. Okay, and that's what many of you did not do. All right, so here I'm going to write it. So d squared y dx squared equals, so we've got 2x times 2y. Okay, so then here is where we're going to replace that dy dx with 2xy squared. Okay, because that's what dy dx, what its value is. Okay, and then over here I'm just going to write 2y squared. All right, so now after this, all you have to do is simplify, and actually, technically, on the AP, you don't have to simplify, but I'm going to anyway. So what is this going to give me? 2 times 2 times 2, so that's going to be 8, right? X squared and y cubed plus 2y squared. Okay, so that is your second derivative. Now, I think, no, actually, I take that back. That's all they asked for part B. So are you good with that? All right, let's move on to part C. Okay, so a lot of you did really well on part C. Again, awesome. So a lot of you knew that you were supposed to do y minus 2 equals then the slope, which they didn't give you, and x minus 1, right? All right, so here's the problem that I have. To find that slope, that represents slope, and you need to put this point in there to find the slope. Okay, so when I do that, I'm just going to put that off to the side over here. So really what I have is 2 times 1 times 2 squared. Now this is where I don't know, some of you made a mistake and you did not show your work. You're supposed to show your work. And so I don't know how you got the number that you got, but the answer is 8. So then the answer is y minus 2 equals 8 times x minus 1. Okay, so there is the answer to the first part. Then it says in the second sentence, use the equation of the tangent line to approximate the value of f of 1.1. All right, well, I'm just going to move that minus 2 over to the other side as I go along and do this. So I have 8 times 1.1 minus 1, and then I have that plus 2. Okay, and then you just work that out, and that's going to be 2.8. And it is an approximate value, so on the AP, I would use the approximation symbol instead of an equal sign. So there you go, 2.8. Now, last part, it says, is this approximation greater than or less than the actual value of f of 1.1? Well, obviously, I know that the approximate value is 2.8, right? So we need the actual value. So what I did was I went back to the second derivative. And then what I would do is I would evaluate that at the 0.12. And there's a reason why I'm going to do that. All right, so that's going to give me 8 times 1 squared times 2 cubed plus 2 times 2 squared. Okay, when all is said and done and you work that out, it's going to be 72. Okay, so what that tells me then is if your second derivative is a positive number, think about that. Second derivative is a positive number. What does that tell you about the function? And hopefully you're realizing that that tells you that if I were drawing the picture, and I'm just making it up, but I know that my picture is going to be concave up for the original function because that second derivative is a positive number, concave up, which means this tangent line right here, then that tangent line has to be below the curve. So that means then that this tangent line has to be an under approximation because the graph is concave up the tangent line has to be below the curve, which makes the tangent line approximation an under approximation. Okay? And that's what you would write. And then here's the written explanation. Okay? Now, just a little side note here. On your AP exam, if you were to get a question like this, you still really want to draw this picture so that this sentence will make sense. Okay, so you can't just have the sentence. I would have both if I were you. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, so let's look at part D. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is where not all of you, but many of you made me cry. I think you guys lost your minds. Now, if it says find the particular solution, that means that you take the differential equation, which is dy dx equals 2xy squared. Okay, in this case, the right side's not a fraction. We make it a fraction, and this is where we cross multiply. And what are we going to do? We're going to try to separate those variables, right? Because I look over here and I say to myself, ooh, let me get rid of this y squared. So I'm going to divide that y squared and put it over here. Okay, so I'm going to bring that y squared underneath here and over here. That's going to cancel that out. And then hopefully you're thinking you're supposed to integrate. Okay, now over here, I would make this y to the negative second power and then integrate that, okay? Which is going to be negative 1 over y. And then over here on the other side, I don't know why I just kept with my red pen, but I did. I'm going to have x squared plus c. Okay, at this point, I always suggest that you put in the point and solve for c that they gave you. The point that they gave you and solve for c. All right, so the point that they gave me is 1, 2. 2. There we go. So I'm going to have on the left-hand side, that's going to give me, well, actually, why don't you pause me and figure it out if you didn't do this. Okay, so you should have gotten c equals negative 3/2. So you should have this then. Now we're trying to solve for y. So the first thing I would do is I would negate everything so that I can get rid of that negative in front of the fraction. So that's going to leave me with 1 over y equals negative x squared and plus 3/2. And then after that, to get that y up to the numerator, I'm just going to flip everything. So instead of 1 over y, I'll just have y. And the easiest way to flip that right side is just to go like this. I know that it looks ugly, but a lot of you did it this way, which I was so impressed with. So quite a few of you got this. That's awesome. Okay, now let's just reread the question. So the question says, find the particular solution to the given differential equation, which we just did. So here's our first answer. Second answer, it says use that function to find the value of f of 1.1. So f of 1.1. So simply 1. Now, one of you did this. I forget which one of you, and I wouldn't call you out on a video anyway. But please be careful here. This negative does not change that 1.1 to negative. Okay, so if you're not following what I just said, watch. Negative 1.1, that quantity squared plus 3/2. Okay, so be very careful. This negative does not go in this set of parentheses. So one of you, what you did was you did negative 1.1 times the negative 1.1, and then this whole value became a positive. That's not going to be the case. You're going to do 1.1 squared and then negate that value. Okay, so just be a little careful with things like that. All right, so then the final answer for f of 1.1 is that it is going to be 3.4482. listen though, I am going to tell you, on the AP, they said nothing needs to be simplified. So if you wrote your answer just like this, and you have that negative on the outside, they're going to take this answer. Okay, so you don't need to go this far, but you do have a calculator. You are allowed to use it. They're saying it's not necessary.